Welcome, everyone. This is absolutely wonderful. So welcome to this very special event, and at this time, I'd like to acknowledge that we're on the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe people within the Robinson-Huron Treaty Area and the waterways traveled by the Métis of this region. If everyone can please rise that can for O Canada. We're running a pretty tight schedule today, so we'll do the best that we can. Every once in a while, someone comes along that has, through tremendous commitment, dedication, and determination, achieves monumental success. That ignites a great amount of pride within the community and within a country. I believe that everyone was on the edge of their seats to watch the high-flying actions of this young Olympian to achieve a bronze and gold medal during the Olympics in Italy. I have to say that after that, the community was totally abuzz with excitement and pride. So on this day, today is Megan's Day. And we honor Megan and her achievements. So please give a big welcome to our Olympic champion, Meghan Oldham. All right, so now we're going to watch a few videos for a few minutes, and then we'll continue on.
Tonight you made history. The first woman for skiing or snowboarding to land a triple in a competition, and then the first one in free ski to ever land a triple. What is going through your head right now?
What she was needing. When Megan wanted something really new. Definitely raise the kids to have zero fear. For Megan to be that one
leading the charge, trying the new tricks. It just elevates the sport and inspires.
She wanted to do the trick for the first time in contest, so there's still a lot of nerves around that.
Take time, babies.
Really good.
Megan Oldham picks up a bronze medal for Canada. I love the quote, work hard in silence and let success be your noise from Megan. Certainly brought the noise here in the slopestyle. Had a little spill in round number 2. Started off well with that first run score of 69.76. It's time to leave it all on the line.
Third run is really where it comes down to mindset, having that quality of thought, focusing on the can-do, forgetting the last run. We know that she's got 3 double cork 1260s, starting off smooth in the rail section, coming up just a hair short on that down bar, but continuing on with the switch to on back to, all right, this is where we're coming in for that double cork 1260.
There it is.
Very smooth.
Now over the left side, Meghan Oldham trying to increase her position on the podium. 1 jump remaining for the Parry Sound skier. And she finds her feet on the line.
Smooth run, smooth landings. Everything about that run was cleaner than her first 2, Mike.
You like it better?
I loved it.
Better.
I loved
Okay.
it. 3.5 full rotations, 2 flips. She's doing back-to-back 12s, getting the nice tail grab on that 900. And the Canadian crowd throwing their hands up in the air. They're stoked. We're stoked.
So we are at the midpoint. Look at the score. It is a big jump into the third place position. 76, 4-6 as the Canadians jumping for joy at the bottom of the slope course. Well, here we go. This one's all for fun. Meghan Oldham, the bronze in slopestyle. Picture perfect tonight in Italy. The 24-year-old with the tip of the hat to the crowd, still dropping in sweat.
Going for the double 414, Megan. True champion, trying to off that rotation. We had 2 beautiful double cork 1260s, and here's her gold medalist, still going for the show. Big smile on her face.
Naomi Ernest, all the teammates, they're all out there. Olivia Aslan, we needed you here. So terrible that injury happened. But Sky Clark, Elena Gaskell, and the Canadians at the bottom. Another reason to celebrate as the Canadians find gold again in the mountains of Lamega.
Can you imagine tonight? Looking at the crowd, all the girls out there celebrating, supporting her. Oh, what an energy.
There we go. Another gold medal for Canada here in Lamega. Exciting, big, and special. Meghan Oldham, the gold medal.
So proud. All right, next, I always believe in family first. So next to the stage, Megan's dad, Howard, could come up and say a few words.
Might have to lower the mic.
They did for me.
It's just amazing that so many people came out to support Megan today. I'm just so proud of Megan, so proud of our community. It's amazing. So I'm going to take you on a journey. I'm going to take you on Megan's journey from when she was a toddler to where she is now. A gold medalist, a world record holder, and a bronze medalist. So when our kids could walk, they started skiing. And I'm talking like at 1 year old. But teaching our kids to ski was different than teaching most kids to ski. So most kids, when you teach them to ski, it's that pizza, right? You go slow and you're turning. French fries are fast, okay? Apparently my kids don't like pizza. All they wanted to do was race down the hill. So McDougall School has an amazing slogan, which I love. It's improvise, adapt, and overcome in a changing world. So our improvisation was that we would tie a rope to Megan and her brothers, so they had to do the pizza. Then we held them back. And Megan's mom and I, we encouraged them to be fearless and we encouraged them to be reckless. So when we skied, even when they were toddlers, I remember my first proud dad skiing moment was seeing these toddlers go down, we were in Quebec or New Hampshire or wherever, they go down these expert runs with moguls and they'd be like zoom, 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 zoom. And the whole chairlift would be cheering and clapping. It was amazing. And then we would challenge them to go through the tree runs. And when we went through the tree runs, it was who can get to the bottom the fastest. And I mean, you could probably appreciate that one wrong turn and you're eating pine bark, right? And of course, every time we saw a jump, we would hit that jump. And when they were toddlers, I was doing silly tricks, which in hindsight were completely lame. But I would do like a spread eagle, or a daffy, or a spin. I think I tried a backflip, which ended badly. But what happened was that the kids wanted to one-up their dad, and they started doing backflips, and then they started doing double backflips. So Megan's mom and I were like, someone's going to break their neck. Like, we need to get them a coach or some professional training. So that's kind of how it started. Like, people ask me how it started. That's kind of how it started. We got them a coach for safety, and it just took off from there. And then they went in little competitions in Huntsville or Barry or whatever, and off it went. But raising our kids was a dichotomy of emotions. I don't want to use that word because Julie, my girlfriend, taught me that word a couple days ago. So the dichotomy was a feeling of being pissed off, but also being very proud. So let me give you an example. So one day I came home from work, and went to a long day of work, and I drive into my laneway, and the kids had climbed to the top of the roof of my house. They'd skied down the roof of my house, jumped over the dog kennel, onto a jump they made, and down the hill. I was pissed. I'm thinking shingles are not made for that, right? But after I calmed down, I was extremely proud. I'm like, whose kids do that? I'm like, whose kids do that? So Megan and her brothers convinced me to build them an in-ground, an Olympic-sized trampoline so they could train. That was cheap. No. Not only did I build one, but we moved and I had to build another one, right, Meg? So, training on this trampoline was not for the faint of heart. 99.9% of parents here wouldn't be able to watch what my kids did on that trampoline. I mean, they did death-defying tricks on this trampoline. Like more flips than you can count, more spins than you can count. And picture this. Megan's younger brother, Cody, is 6 years younger. So when Megan was 12, 13, 14, Cody's 6, 7, 8, Cody would have the safety mat. So if you spin off the trampoline, you've got this gymnastic mat that you're supposed to like push over to stop them from hitting the ground. So you got a 12-year-old Megan with a 6-year-old Cody running the safety mat. It was not ideal in any way. And I remember, I probably shouldn't say this, but I remember the neighbors' kids would come over and play with our kids, and they would be like, wimp, lame, throw some balls, kind of thing. It was like night and day. So, fast forward a little bit, we saw the movie Counting to Three with Megan, and I want to talk about journaling and I want to talk about goals. Because I learned from my children, both Bruce and Megan and Cody, the magic of writing down a goal in your journal. And a journal is a journey, right? And my kids wrote their goals in their journal, and they more or less accomplished them. So Megan wrote in her journal, as you saw, in Counting to Three, that she wanted to be the first woman that did a triple cork. And you saw in the movie, this triple cork is like a scary, scary trick. You're spinning off axis 3 times, you're flipping 4 times. And to Megan's credit, Megan came to us and she said, Dad, I want to go to Australia and I want to learn this trick. And I want to bring my older brother Bruce because Bruce knew how to do the trick. And this trick was so difficult that even Megan's coaches hadn't done this trick. So they go to Australia, and I'm telling you the first week, what you don't see behind the scenes is that the first week the calls were terrible. Megan would call and say, I'm getting beat up, I'm black and blue, I'm crashing all the time. I don't think this can be done. And then the next week, the calls get better. You get a call that says, I'm still getting beat up, but maybe this is possible. And then the third week you get that magical call where Megan says, I landed it. I think this might be possible. So fast forward a bit, we go to the X Games, and we saw the video, or most of us saw the video. Megan tries the trick the first time, she crashes. So as a parent, I'm thinking, don't try it again. Like, don't. But I knew in my heart, I know Megan, she's going to do it. So she goes again, she crashes again. Same thing, I'm like, please don't try it again. She does it, she lands it, and she has a world record. So how many people can say that they've done the only thing in the entire world, and to this day, no one's ever done it? But Megan, I'm here to tell you that you may not realize that I also have a world record. Think about this. Maybe your mom has it. It's either your mom or I. But I've driven the most times from Parry Sound to Mount St. Louis Ski Hill of anyone in the entire world ever. Hands down. So let's talk about the last Olympics. So Megan Megan was at the last Olympics, and Megan learned some valuable lessons and adversity. And it's a lesson for all of us of how you overcome adversity and you learn from the lessons. So at the last Olympics, Megan finished 4th in the big air. And Megan will tell you that on that day, at the last Olympics, she did the best job. She did the biggest tricks she could do. It wasn't enough. So Megan spent the last 4 years learning bigger tricks so that her best was the best. Lesson learned. Right? So the other lesson learned was strategy. So in the last Olympics, Megan didn't qualify for the finals in slopestyle. She missed it by a spot, right? Yeah, a spot. And it's strategic because this is such a dangerous sport that how big a tricks do you want to do on qualification to make the finals? You don't want to crash, you don't want to get hurt, you don't want to crash twice and then get no score. So Megan didn't go big enough in the last Olympics. So the lesson learned was unleash the fury, balls to the wall, make the finals. Right, Meg? So fast forward to the Olympics. So being a parent of an Olympic athlete is an emotional roller coaster where you're up and down, you're up and down. So here's the low point. So 2 months before the Olympics, I get a call from Megan's boyfriend, whose name is Truth. I like to tease him all the time, his name is Truth. I asked him when I first met him if we had a brother named Reconciliation, but he didn't think it was clever or funny. Anyways, the Truth calls me. Megan's in Austria, and the Truth says Megan had a really bad crash, and she's in the hospital, and she's unconscious, and it's bad. And I found out this news when I was with my buddies Kirby Hall and Chris Madden at the gym. And I was a pool of tears. Like, I was distraught, I felt helpless, I was a wreck. Anyways, a shout out to Kirby and Chris because they were on the phones immediately trying to book me a flight to Austria. So thank you. But later that day, the Truth calls me back, and I'm like, okay, Truth, tell me the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And the Truth says, Megan's conscious, she's stable, but she's got a bad concussion and whiplash, and we'll see. So Megan flies home to Parry Sound, and this is the hard work that you guys don't see that I see. Megan goes to physio. Megan gets massage therapy. Shout out to my girlfriend Julie, who's a massage therapist who helped treat Megan. Megan does the hard work. She rehabs. But here's the thing, right? Megan healed up. But it's one thing to be physically able to do these jumps. It's another thing to be mentally capable to do these jumps. So one of Megan's biggest strengths is her mental ferocity, I would call it. Maybe that's the right word. Her mental toughness. Megan can focus on the task at hand. She can compartmentalize. She can rule out the distractions. So here you have Megan, who just was hospitalized training for the Olympics, and now she has to go hit these jumps again. And you can't be timid on these jumps. If you're timid on these jumps, you're going to be hammered, like, it's bad. So she has to approach these jumps with everything she's got. So to Megan's credit, Megan goes to the World Cup, and Megan places second. So we're thinking she's back. And then she goes to the X Games. And the X Games are a big deal. Like, the X Games, in my mind, are even bigger than the Olympics because they only invite 10 or 12 of the most elite athletes in the world to compete for big prize money. Megan goes to the X Games and Megan podiums again. So next up is the Olympics. The first event is the slopestyle. As you saw in the video, Megan nails the first run. The second run, disaster. So here's your emotional roller coaster for a parent. You're down low. She crashed bad, and what you didn't see on the TV is how bad this injury was. So when Megan crashed, she lied on the hill what felt like an eternity to me. But she eventually got up and she went off. But later that night, Megan stayed with me in her apartment. And I'm telling you, her whole leg was black and blue, and she had a blood clot, or whatever was called a hematoma, right? So it was even worse. Like the next morning, we were walking to breakfast and Megan said, like, Dad, I can't feel my leg. My leg feels dead. So we're freaking out. We're thinking, like, how can Megan compete in the big air if her leg feels like it's dead? So a shout out to the Olympic community, because I overheard Megan speaking to the Canadian Olympic doctor, and the Canadian Olympic doctor was talking to the US doctor, and maybe more countries, Meg, you know better than me, but the whole Olympic community pulled together to get Megan the absolute best treatment that was possible. So we patched Megan up, and she was good to go. But I have, yes. But I have to tell you an embarrassing, perhaps funny story. So after Megan won the bronze, they invited us to the CBC broadcasting booth, which was a ski chalet in Lavino. So I'm at the ski chalet and they're interviewing Megan and me and her friends, and I see this cowbell. And I'm thinking, that would be handy to have to cheer Megan on in the big air. So I kind of borrowed this cowbell, right? So a couple days go by, and the truth texted me. He's like, do you happen to know where the sacred Lavino cowbell is from the 1800s? They kind of like it to be returned. So I text him back, are you lying, Truth? He's like, no, it's the truth, from the truth. So I'm like, oh shit. So my buddy Rick and I, we immediately started walking back to the CBC broadcasting booth. And while we're on the way, my friend Rick is like, are they pranking us? Like, let's look at this stupid thing. So we're looking at the stupid cowbell, and yeah, it looks pretty old. And it's got some engravings on it in Italian. But while we're looking at this cowbell, up pulls this black SUV, and a monster of a man says, is that the Lavino sacred cowbell? So just to back up a bit, when we were at the CBC studio, this monster of a man was one of the CBC broadcasting guys. And he's kind of famous, you might have heard of him. He was an ex-NFL football player. He's like 6'5", 370 pounds. And he's also a Quebec doctor who quit the NFL to go back to Quebec to deal with COVID. Anyways, he's kind of famous that way. Anyways, this monster of a man is like, I kind of need that cowbell back. And I'm like, yes, sir. Immediately, sir. 3 bags full. Here you go. But then I'm thinking, I was like this close to being that guy who is the dad of an Olympian thrown in an Italian jail for stealing the sacred cowbell. So next up is the big air event. And this is Megan's event. This is what she's best at, right? So we go to the event at 7:30 at night, Italian time, and in blows a storm. I mean, a storm that Parry Sound would be proud of. And it was gale force winds, snowing like crazy. They're trying to shovel the hill. They've got 3 or 4 leaf blowers out there trying to blow the hill. And everyone at the bottom of the hill was freaking out. And I was sitting there thinking, this is the perfect storm. This is perfect for Megan. And it was perfect for Megan because undoubtedly it would freak out the other athletes. They'd be worried about the speed, they'd be worried about the wind, they'd be worried about the landing. But our Megan, her mental toughness is second to none. So I thought this was a huge advantage. So I was like, bring on the storm. And the other advantage Megan had was Megan qualified in first place. And that was massive because after the storm, Megan could watch all the other competitors go. She could see, did the snow slow down the jump? Is the wind affecting the jumps? How's the landing? And Megan could also see how big tricks these other women were doing. Were they doing safe tricks or were they going luge? So after the first run, Megan went last and she was in second place. And I'm telling you that I immediately knew that Megan had won gold. I knew it. I celebrated more after her first jump than when she actually won gold. And the reason I knew that is because in big air, they combine the score of 2 jumps. So not only do you have to go over this terrifying jump and do all those flips and spins, but you have to go over this jump and you have to do it both ways. You have to do it right-handed and you have to do it left-handed. Or you have to take off backwards, right? Or land backwards. So think of it this way. Think if you're playing hockey. Say you're Sidney Crosby. Okay, Sidney Crosby, the first period you're going to play hockey right-handed, and then the second period we want you to play hockey left-handed, right? That's what it's like. It's like going your unnatural way. So after Megan's first jump, I knew, and her brothers knew, and her mom knew, that Megan could do that trick the opposite way, left-handed, all day long, all night long, in her sleep. So we knew she had won. And that's what happened. Megan did her second run the opposite way. The judges were extremely impressed because they just saw Megan do this huge trick, right-handed. Now I'll show you left-handed. Right? It was amazing. So Megan won. So Megan is a bit of a show-off because on her third run, she didn't need to do anything. She could have just nailed it in. She could have done nothing. But not our Megan. And everyone who knows Megan knew that Megan was going to show the world what she could do and what she had trained for over these last 4 years. So, Megan tries a trick on her last jump that added an extra 180 degrees of spin on top of the jumps that just got her gold. Like, who does that? Like, it's nuts. But she crashed, so I'm so disappointed. Like, Megan, what is that? Like, how could you do that? So, Megan, one thing that made me proud is you beat Eileen Gu. For those of you who don't know, Eileen Gu won the gold in the last Olympics, and I shouldn't say this, but I don't like her. One bit. She's like the opposite of Megan. Megan is humble, Megan is genuine, and Megan is not about making money. Eileen Gu is none of that. But Megan, do you realize that last year Eileen Gu made $20 million? $20 million. Okay? So I'm thinking that if you're all that in a bag of chips and a world champion and a world record holder, you could probably make like a tenth of that, like $2 million. So I put together some invoices, which you could take your time in paying. There's no interest, but there's 893 trips to Mount St. Louis. There's 590 trips to Pearson Airport, a bunch of coaching bills, ski equipment. Oh yeah, there's the roof repair when you wrecked my freaking roof. And a bunch of hotel bills, and anyways, take your time, but be patient. Anyways, the beautiful part of this moment is that we're all going to be here 4 years from now, God willing, if we're all still alive. And Megan's going to bring back another gold or two. And Megan's older brother Bruce is on the national Canadian team, and I just want to talk about Bruce quickly, but Bruce, this goes back to the journaling and the goals, but Bruce's goal was to be at the Olympics with Megan this year, and Bruce wrote in his journal that he wanted to win all of North America last year, because if you win all of North America, then you're entitled to go to all the World Cups and compete against the other Canadian men. And the trick is that the top 2 Canadian men go to the World Cup spots, so how can you bump them off if you can't compete with them? So Bruce won all of North America, and his goal this year was to hit all the World Cups and try to knock off one of those top 2 Canadians to get to the Olympics. But Bruce tore his ACL and he had to have surgery. But he'll be back. And Megan's youngest brother, Cody, he can't be here tonight because he's competing in the World Championship for under 18, maybe? Yeah. So, in 4 years from now, we're going to have Megan, Cody, and Bruce. And on top of that, we're going to have the truth, because the truth is on the Canadian snowboard and Olympic team. So we can tease the shit out of him what a stupid name when he's here in 4 years. So Megan, you made me the proudest dad in the world. You made Parry Sound proud. You made the country proud. I don't have the words to express how much I love you. I don't have the words to express how much I respect you, nor the words to identify how much I admire you, but you did it.
I don't think that could have been said any more accurately or beautifully. And I'm very sorry about the roof. I'll work on the bills and we'll see if I'll be able to pay them off one day. But thank you for everything.
Thanks, Howard. Will Ferrell would be proud of you. Next we have Don Buckland, who's representing Megan's mom.
And I just want to say, Howard, I can
morning. I am honored to be here to deliver a message on behalf of Bonnie Oldham, Megan's mother, who is currently in Calgary supporting Cody at the FIS Junior World Championship. But first, I just want to say how incredible it has been to witness how deeply our community has been inspired by Megan's journey. Our own hometown Olympic champion. Our schools and classrooms have been filled with excitement. Students have learned about you and your achievements through reading and writing stories, seeing firsthand how someone from their own community could rise to greatness. Your success didn't just make international headlines, it inspired and showed our young people what dedication and character can accomplish. Megan, you're truly an inspirational role model for our youth. And now my most important role is sharing a very special message from your mom, the gold medal mother. Megan, this is my love letter to you. I am sorry I cannot be with you to celebrate this amazing achievement, but it is not the first nor it will be the last event that I have missed. This is part of what makes me so proud of you. You have never paused or waited for others to help you realize your dreams. You have always set your goals and put your head down and moved forward with independence, purpose, determination to make sure you accomplish what you set out to do. This gold medal represents your talent, your strength, your commitment, your passion, and your dreams. Notwithstanding your incredible achievements, you are humble, compassionate, and gracious. I could not be more proud of you, and I hope that you know I am always there to provide a little wind beneath your wings if you ever need it. Fly high, my beautiful girl.
Okay, I'm gonna cry. That was really nice.
Next, we have our MP, Scott Aitchison.
Okay, I'm used to talking out loud, but those are two very tough acts to follow. So, Megan, we should all know that after Megan won bronze medal, I got a message from Kirby and Howard telling me that this is exciting news, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I was on my way to Ottawa, where I thought I could stand up in the House of Commons and talk about how great this achievement is. And Pierre Poilievre's office called me and said, you need to stand up in the House of Commons and talk about how great this is. And so we slotted a time for me to do that, and it was a really cool experience. And well, of course, Megan's getting quite accustomed to breaking world records and being recorded in history. When words are spoken in the House of Commons, it's recorded forever. And so I was like, this is really cool. We're going to record Meghan Oldham's name in our House of Commons forever. And so we did that. It was very exciting, and people were all, like liberals, stood up and clapped for me. It was very exciting. So we did that. And so the next truly surreal moment was, not when this would ever occur, but my buddy Scott Morrison was here. He turned 50 some time ago, I think, but we're still celebrating. And the idea was we were going to go to the Olympics. So we were going to go to the Olympics. We don't plan too much. But literally, the Monday after I stood in the House of Commons to congratulate Megan for her remarkable achievement, I stood at the bottom of that hill in Livigno, Italy, and recorded you delivering your gold medal performance. And I'm going to tell you, I was tingling for hours. I've never played the video that I recorded of the flag going up because I'm singing with Canada in it, and you don't need to hear that. But we're trying to figure out now if a member of Parliament has ever been able to witness a constituent win a gold medal in the Olympics before. We don't think it's happened. Maybe in Vancouver. And so, our other buddy, Connor, got these jerseys made for all of us. And of course, the Olympics is a truly incredible thing. I'd always loved watching it like all of you. I'm sure I'd never been to the Olympics before. And of course, we wandered around Milan and Milano in these old school jerseys, right? This is from the 80s. And the number of Canadians from literally around the world that would just yell, "We love Canada, we love Canada." They want to have their picture taken with us. And then, of course, while we're standing at the base of that hill watching you perform just truly death-defying, remarkable things, the number of people that thronged around us and wanted to know us, they wanted to have this sense of like, "Oh, you're with Megan." I'm like, "Well, yeah, we're with Megan." Truly incredible. At any rate, one week later, so Monday, I'm talking in the House of Commons about a bronze medal. The next Monday, I'm watching her win a gold medal. The following Monday, I'm back in the House of Commons to deliver a speech on housing, and I take the first minute to talk about the incredible Meghan Oldham and how she just won a gold medal, and I was able to be there to witness it, and it was among the most incredible experiences of my life. And so, well, this is about Megan. I've successfully made it all about me. You got to know, all the things that have been said about Megan are, of course, all very lovely and true. She is a remarkably confident, capable, committed, hard-working human being, and her success is nothing short of incredible. And yet, you may think that, someone that succeeds in that kind of way would be a little bit cocky. And she's not. Megan is the most delightful human I think I've ever met. You're just so lovely. So, my mission is not to get teary up here. I have a couple of things to give to you. I'm gonna start with the neighboring township. You can come up if you want. Mayor McDermott actually gave me a certificate from the beautiful people of Seaman Township. So there's the first one.
Gosh. Oh, thank you.
There you go. I'll give you that. There's also some swag in here. I don't know what it is.
Surprise bag.
I don't know what's in there. But that's for you too from Ann McDermott. Where are you, Ann? Wait somewhere. Your worship. She's here somewhere. Thank you.
And also an official House of Commons folder and a certificate
for me.
You can just hold that up if you like, no one can see it.
Oh, okay. We'll do that in a second. I just have one final thing to share with you, and it's now known to the world thanks to Kirby. But the truth, we were partying as Megan was working. She was doing CBC interviews ad nauseum, and so we were all celebrating. There might have been a drink involved. And as it got towards the end, True said, "Oh, listen, we can go out to the CBC now because Megan's almost done." And so I said we trudged up through the snow. We tracked down Megan. I got to record her doing one of her videos and one of her interviews. And then I texted the Prime Minister. And so, most people don't have the Prime Minister's cell number, so that's kind of cool. I texted him and I said, "Prime Minister, I'm actually in Livigno, Italy with Meghan Oldham, who just won gold." And his response was immediate. He said, "Are you kidding me? I just watched her live on television. She's phenomenal." And I'm like, "Yes, she is. Would you like the honor of speaking to her?" And he said, "Absolutely, I would love the honor to speak to her." And so, although it pissed off the CBC, we did it anyhow. I styled the Prime Minister, and then Megan had the opportunity to chat with the Prime Minister. And then, of course, we did the same with Premier Ford, who was also, lovely and gracious as well. So, just so you know, the Prime Minister is pretty honored to talk to this superstar. So,
Yeah, thank you so much, Scott. It was sweet having you there. And yeah, I will say it was pretty cool. We got to FaceTime with the Prime Minister, and he said that he was watching me in his basement. So I was like, that's pretty cool.
Next next, our MPP, Graydon Smith.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Good to see you all. Thanks for the free flag, by the way. I can't wear it, obviously, so I'm going to keep it close to my heart here for now. Listen, just a few quick things, because I know we want to get to the style of the show. First of all, Howard, you should be a stand-up comedian. Ditch the law. Just go one of the takeaways, obviously, from the stories that you told about Megan and the kids being younger and how into skiing they were, to the point of wrecking the roof on your house. I think you set a great example for other kids and the youth of our country, of this community this morning. And that example is, if you want to ski on somebody's roof, go to Howard's. It's already damaged. You can't hurt it anymore. But my goodness, what a story of inspiration and perseverance and just incredible drive and talent, Megan. You really are an inspiration to so many, well and truly. And I don't know how many people were watching that day like me and my family was. I'm proud to have my family here today, and they're excited to meet you. But every single person at once jumped off their couch and did some form of jump. Maybe everyone stuck the landing, maybe some didn't, I don't know. But all in celebration of your huge accomplishment. And I would like to say that you and I do share one thing in common, and you probably wouldn't think that. I've done a triple cork too. Now, it was going off the back steps of my deck. When I came to, my dog was licking my face, so I don't think I stuck the landing. It definitely wasn't recorded, and the score was 0. But it is absolutely phenomenal to think of the fearlessness that comes with your sport and the ability to be so mentally tough and to push through the challenges that you push through. I met Megan right here when I first got elected in 2022. There was a celebration for Olympians and our Paralympians from Parry Sound and area, and it was great. And a few months later, I was sitting in a coffee shop in Bracebridge, and this young woman comes by on crutches, and I look at her and say, "I know her." "Oh no." And she came in, I'm like, "Man, I don't know if you remember me, but we met in Parry Sound, and what happened?" And that was just one of the few setbacks that you've overcome to become a gold medalist and a champion, and someone that this entire country is so proud of. Like Scott mentioned, I was chatting with the Premier. Of course, he's over the moon for your accomplishment too. Wished you could have been here today, but had some prior commitments, and this came together fairly quickly. But I think I can speak for certainly every member of the Ontario legislature and the cabinet, and I too will cross party lines and speak for all the parties to say we are incredibly, incredibly proud of you as an Ontarian, as a Canadian. That smile when you won lit up the country. You got a smile as big as Canada. See, there it is again. And absolutely. So congratulations from everyone in Ontario and of course across the country. A little something for you. We'll just show it off here that celebrates this tremendous accomplishment. Wish you all the best in the future. Keep on doing great. Keep on inspiring the next generation of Canadians that are going to follow in your footsteps.
Thank you.